mentioned the other day that I kind of stopped buying plants this time of year because who wants to take the risk of a plant dying in the mail in the wintertime? I ordered some plants because I had to, okay? I have so many plants in my collection. My wish list is like really not as big as it used to be. So when I saw this plant on Peace, Love, Happiness Club on their website, I was like, oh, I've got to have it. So I recently bought a rooted cutting of a philodendron Rio. It's a genuine Rio from Gabriella Plants. That's really exciting because the Rio is constantly sold out on the Gabriella website. I have the silver stripe already and the Brazil, and I would love to get my hands on a Gabby, but that's like really out of the question probably for a little while at least. So anyway, when I saw Peace, Love, Happiness Club upload that they had some cream splash available, I was like, oh, that's like exactly what I was looking for to kind of like complete the collection. So let's dig into the box, shall we? I have so many plants that I need to repot. Like every single day, I will look at these plants that are in their original nursery pots. A lot of these plants are still in the original soil that was shipped to me. I know what I need to do, but actually finding the time and sitting down and doing it is another story. So I'm gonna unbox this, do our first little haul. Okay, now that I don't look like a giant slob, good Lord, I forgot the package. So I was really nervous to receive this package this week because we have had a really weird week in terms of weather. You guys saw the other day that it was hailing, it was freezing cold, and then it was sunny and gorgeous and beautiful, but still really cold. And I woke up this morning and there was snow on the ground. You know, this is what happened last year. February is a weird month for the Pacific Northwest. Just not really quite sure what it wants to do. Peace, Love, Happiness Club is a really awesome plant shop in Seattle. If you live on the West Coast and can get to Seattle anytime soon, this is the place to go. One location up in the Fremont district of Seattle, which is in like North Seattle, that has like more accessible plants, like things like maybe beginner friendly. I've always loved going to this location. I've been shopping there for probably 4 or 5 years, ever since I started to get into plant collecting. I would go to this original location and, you know, ooh and ah, and this was before they opened up their second location, which is right down the road, by the way, for collector plants. And now online they have a whole section on their website just for those of us who are really crazy and into the collector plants. So 100% recommend this company. I have had such great experiences with the team. When I was there last September celebrating my birthday, I was able to pick up one of my most wishlist plants at that time, which was the philodendron Periso Verde. They actually like let me come into their like back growing area and they gave me a tour, and they totally sold me a plant that wasn't even available for sale. So I was like really blessed and really grateful to the incredible team there. They include this information for a reason, people. You know, even as an experienced plant purchaser and plant grower, I still think it's important to read the instructions. I am not above that. Usually this packing information is pretty consistent with every time they ship me plants. They want you to understand that the plant might be damaged in shipment, but let me like look at this packaging. Like, it's truly incredible. They have loads and loads of little packing peanuts in here. They've got this like almost like reflective like heat packaging to keep it nice and warm, and then there's this styrofoam to keep it from really moving. So packaging is excellent. I've never had a plant damaged on the way from Peace, Love, Happiness Club. I ordered 2 of the same plant, like I mentioned. I wanted to bring the cream splash into my collection. So they were selling quite a few and I couldn't resist. I was like torn between 2 options, and since I haven't really purchased any plants in such a long time, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get both of them. So here we are. I mean, look at the care that has gone into this packaging. I mean, this is like, if I was gonna be shipped somewhere, I would totally want to be packaged amongst a fluffy cloud, which is a weird thing to say, but this is just my mind. Apologies. Oh my goodness. This is so pretty. So this is the cream splash, and this is like really, really similar to what the Gabby looks like, in my opinion. Okay, so there's one. Let's take a look at the other one. Now, most of the time when you get things shipped to you, it's probably best for the plant not to repot it immediately. So I'm trying not to give myself such a hard time with all of the ones in here that I have not repotted into my newt mix, because it is good to kind of get them acclimated to your space without immediately repotting them. Although I'm so excited to repot these together. Woo! All right, packaging on the second one, nice and fluffy and protected. And here we are. Yeah, gosh, that's pretty. We have new growth on each of these. Gosh, this is just so pretty. They even still feel a little bit moist. Sorry if that word triggers you, but I'm even like seeing and feeling a little bit of moisture on the leaves. So I am very lucky because I am just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Seattle. So the shipping is incredibly fast. It's really beautiful. Okay, I want to give you guys a closer look at these plants. I'm going to take off this packaging and then we're going to get down to inspecting these leaves more thoroughly. Get some close-up photos for my Instagram, which is where I live, by the way. If you are watching this video and you just stumbled across my channel, hey, this is like my first week coming back to YouTube. I have been in the plant community for years now here in Portland, Oregon. I've been collecting plants and selling plants, and more recently, plant consulting in the Portland area. Very, very reminiscent of the Brazil and very reminiscent of the silver stripe. However, there is a slight variegation difference and a slight variation that perhaps to the untrained eye would seem like they're all the same. But to us crazy people who notice these small differences, this is really quite a gem. I ordered number 2 and number 9 because I couldn't choose between just one. So really what made me drawn to these 2 rather than the other ones that were available was the amount of variegation on these leaves, because I wanted something as close as I possibly could get to the Gabby. That plant sells for like $400 or $500 right now on Gabriella's website, and it comes about this size, if I'm not mistaken. Here we are in the sunny part of my house to take a little closer look at some of this gorgeous variegation on these new cream splash that I've added to my collection. Holy cow, look at that. I'm really fond of this one and quite fond of this one. And wow, look at that one. They're just all so pretty. Very, very, very happy to have this in my collection now. I do quite well with these trailing philodendron. We've got the Brazil that I've had in my collection for like years now. It started off as a little 4-inch plant barely trailing over the edge. And now we've got these super beautiful, look at, you can see way up here, there's like a cute half moon guy. Hello, beautiful. Wow, there's like so many gorgeous leaves on my Brazil. I really do love this plant so much. I mentioned on my Instagram the other day that it just came crashing down from the ceiling the other day. The plant hanger that I had it in just crashed and broke into a billion pieces. So the plant is generally unharmed. It looks all right. We've got a little bit of damage here on this leaf, but I think for the most part, I mean, sad. It's so sad. It's gonna be all right though. And then hanging right next to it, you can see this is my silver stripe. Now the variegation on this and the leaf shape is what determines it as the silver stripe. Now I've been like so stumped by this for ages. I wasn't sure if I had a Rio. I wasn't sure exactly what this was, but fairly certain that the leaf shape is quite elongated, and we've got this really kind of thin line that comes running through, that creamy line. It is fairly certain that this is the silver stripe. And if you are an expert on identifying plants, you can let me know in the comments below what you think. And then just to compare, you can kind of see some similarities in this, but you can see that the silver stripe here is much longer. That it's very pronounced towards the end, you know, it really draws out quite long. Like this leaf right here, you can even see like how long that is at the end. Now this one just has a bit more of that cream color. So that's some similarities there, but I think as this plant grows, we shall see it producing more creamy leaves like the Gabby. Hopefully we'll be able to better tell the differences, you know, even the subtle differences between this beautiful family of plants. For the time being, I'm going to put these guys in my greenhouse cabinet here. You can see I've got a lot of stuff going on in here. A lot of anthuriums, some philodendrons, all those little seedlings in that egg tray back there, those are all Anthurium gracielle from this plant here that I harvested back on my Instagram months and months ago. So it's pretty cool that they're all growing pretty well. Also, you can see down here I've got my gorgeous black marantas. I also got these from Peace Love Happiness Club. I couldn't be more thrilled. And you know, I need to get them into different substrate. I've had them for a couple months now, and we're at that point. Also, the hilarity of the root system here with my Anthurium gracielle, we're like busting out the bottom of the pot. Like you can very clearly see that I need to repot this plant ASAP. Like probably 2 sizes up in terms of pot size. Like I think it's in a 6-inch pot right now. It is just blowing up. Okay, so it's in the newt mix. You can tell how chunky and gorgeous that is. Yeah, I think we need to stop working on the root system and give me some more leaves, fella. What do you think? Do you think you could maybe focus on that instead? Okay, well, as I was putting away those plants, I just added them down here. I am freaking out over the, oh my God, the adorableness of this Anthurium regale leaf. This is the first new leaf in my care. I just posted about it on my Instagram the other day. Oh my God, I'm so excited. This is going to be gorgeous. The other day I had mentioned some of the sentiments I was feeling about putting my energy in places where it matters. I'm actually kind of grateful for experiences like this that have happened this week. I have every right to feel self-pity or dramatically victimhood, or like just maybe even feeling some insecurity, feeling left out, feeling not appreciated, feeling like I'm not recognized. Now I recognize that I have every right to feel all these ways, and that it's okay for me to feel all these ways. But I think taking that energy and taking how I'm feeling and then transmuting it into something that's going to bring me closer to my goals, my dreams, that is what I'm grateful for. At least I can have this perspective shift where I'm not sad and frustrated. I'm just moving forward in the direction that I need to be going in for me